Hello students, today we will be learning about chemotherapeutic agents. As we all know, pathogens can grow on and within the body of other living beings and their colonization may lead to various diseases. A classical example of COVID which we are seeing right now. In order to have a treatment of this disease with a chemical substance is called as the chemotherapy. So basically, any chemical which is used for the treatment or to have a control over the infection is called as the chemotherapeutic agent. Now, in order to design or have a ideal chemotherapeutic agents, there are various parameters that we have to look forward. So the first parameter or very important property that a chemotherapeutic agent must or you should look after is the selective toxicity. A therapeutic agent should have a selective toxicity. That means it should be able to kill the microbial pathogen while without damaging the host cell much. So ideally it should damage the host cell as minimum as possible. Now this degree of toxicity is usually expressed in terms of therapeutic index. Therapeutic index is nothing but a ratio of toxic dose is to the therapeutic dose. Now, a therapeutic dose is the amount at which the drug is very effective, and a toxic dose is defined as the amount at which the drug is toxic to the host cells. So, ideally, we are taking a ratio of both of them and finding out the therapeutic index of that particular drug. Now, next important parameter that we should see while designing a drug is the side effects. A drug may have a low therapeutic index, but it may inhibit some essential processes in the host cells, which can damage the host cells. So we have to see that a drug should have less number of side effects. Few of the side effects to be shown are presented here in the PPT, like ampicillin has some allergic responses, bacitracin has kidney injury. One of the classical example we can take a normal crocin, which is not an antibiotic, but then if we commonly know that if we are taking lot crocin for a longer time or a more amount of doses taken, it is known to affect the kidney. Similarly, other drugs which are used as the antibiotics, if taken then the required dose or the recommended dose, it may have some side effects. So these are the side effects of few drugs which are stated in this tabular form. Next is the range of effectiveness. Next parameter that matters a lot before designing or describing a drug is the range of effectiveness. So the range of effectiveness depends whether it on what kind of host it is going to act. Whether it is going to act against the bacteria, whether it is going to act against the fungi. Accordingly, it is named as antibacterial, antifungal, antiprotozoan, and antiviral. Now, apart from this host or the group that they are going to act on, we have one more parameter, that is whether it is a narrow spectrum or a broad spectrum drug. Now we know that bacteria usually we divide them as gram positive and gram negative organisms. So if I have a drug, let us suppose penicillin. Now penicillin is usually effective on only gram positive bacteria, and since this it is effective only on one group, we term this drug as a narrow spectrum drug. In contrary, we have streptomycin, which is effective on the gram positive, gram negative, as well as it is effective on mycobacteria. That's why it is called as the broad spectrum antibiotic. So it depends on the patient's symptom. This broad and narrow spectrum definition or the word helps the clinician to decide what kind of drug should be given depending on the patient's condition. Next parameter that is important while we are studying or when we are describing the characteristics of chemotherapeutic drug, how it has been synthesized, whether it has been synthesized from a plant source, animal source, or a microbial source, or whether it has been synthesized using a chemical process. So likewise, we have naturally synthesized, synthetically synthesized, and semi-synthetic. Like naturally means we are going to isolate that antibiotic from some living organism. It can be plant, animal, or even microbes. Synthetic means it has been derived by the chemical process. Like you have penicillins, you form the beta lactam ring and then you add the side chains, and likewise we get an active penicillin. Now this active penicillin, as we all know, is susceptible to beta lactamases, which is the enzyme which gives, or due to this enzyme, what happens, your S. aureus become penicillin resistant, right? So what we do is we have come up with an idea of semi-synthetic penicillins, wherein half portion of that drug is synthesized chemically and half drug is taken naturally and then it is combined, so that we can overcome this part of the resistance of these drugs. Next is finding out whether it is microbicidal or microbistatic. Microbicidal means it will kill the organism completely. And microbistatic means it can be bacteriostatic, it can be fungistatic, means it will stop the multiplication of that particular microorganism. So this is very much useful if you are studying the drug fate. That time it is very important to know whether the drug that you have come up with is a microbicidal or a microbistatic. Next is, after getting all these parameters, next very important parameter is the effectiveness of the drug. So the effectiveness of drug is measured by two words. First is the MIC, which is the minimum inhibitory concentration, or you can define, or in layman's language you can say that it is the lowest concentration of drug that prevents the growth of particular pathogen. And MLC is the minimum lethal concentration. It is the lowest drug concentration that kills the pathogen. Now there are various methods to evaluate this effectiveness of drug. It depends on the mode of administration of drug. Mode of administration means whether you have taken orally. Orally means whether you have taken it in tablet form or a tonic form, or whether it has been IV or intravenously given through injections, or it is a kind of ointment, or depends on what, how have you applied that drug, or how you have subjected or administered that drug. Next is pathogen susceptibility to drug. So it also it is very important parameter that whether the pathogen is susceptible or resistant. Nowadays we are seeing many pathogens are becoming resistant to the drugs. And last and very important is MIC value. This MIC value can be found out using the various antibiotic sensitivity tests that are available. First is the diffusion, dilution, and one is the combination of both. So we have few methods to state: Kirby-Bauer method, Stokes method, tube dilution method, agar dilution, and the E-test. These are the qualitative methods and these are the quantitative methods. In the coming videos, we will be learning about these methods individually. What are the advantages, disadvantages of each and every method? Thank you so much.